Alright, so this is a piece of wood that I'm going to be making the bat with. It's a piece of beechwood, so let's get right into it. Alright, so the wood is on there for the first time, and we're just using the gouge just to make the wood round so that we can actually focus on the shape of the baseball bat. Alright, so here we can see the bat is beginning to take its shape. Yeah, I'm still using the gouge to make the wood round, and I'm starting to implement the taper and the detail of the bat. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so here's just a nice close-up shot on the forming of the bat swell at the end of the bat. This is just there to ensure that your hand stays on the bat and doesn't slip off. Here's a look at the bat. Just finished working with the chisels. Gonna start with the sanding now. Oh, now the worst part begins, sanding the bat down. Just using 40 grit sandpaper. This took forever. There is a slight problem that I've picked up on. Right there. Alright, just hitting it with the 60 and then the 100. And here we're hitting it with the 220 grit sandpaper, which is where I'm going to stop. Otherwise the bat would be too smooth. Okay, I just put this little clip in there just to showcase the beauty of this beechwood. Look at those grains running down the actual bat. It is absolutely beautiful. Beechwood is a nice substitute for maple or ash. Still the same flexibility as ash, but the hardness of maple, and it's not as expensive. Great substitute.
Get ready, because we're gonna hit it with the bloody now.
I mean wood varnish. Okay, so there is the bat after 2 coats of the woodrock, the wood varnish. All that's left to do basically is remove these pieces. They are there just so that the imprint that the lathe makes does not get imprinted onto the bat itself, just to make it look extra nice. Yeah, so I just have to cut these 2 pieces off and apply 1 more coat of woodrock wood varnish. Then it is done. It's a very heavy bat, very big, but I'm a big boy, so that's okay. Yeah. Okay, so here the bat still hangs. The 2 days of that second coat being applied, it still is wet, which is unfortunate because I'm having trouble waiting for it, because I want to play with it, and I would really like to cut off those ends and finish the bat, because it's gonna look real fine. Finally got around to sawing the damn thing. That's just my paw helping me to saw it, just holding the bat in place. I sawed it with the miter saw. Sorry about this little snowstorm here, but yeah, it's finally sawed, so I can move on with the sanding, final sanding. So I've just sawed the bat, these little end pieces off there, and it looks pretty lacquer. I just have to use the sander just to take this little piece off there. Same here. Here's also just a little piece that I'm just going to sand off, and I will varnish these top pieces now, and it looks nice, looks lacquer. You can just Oh, let me actually explain to you why I made these on. I know I said it earlier in the video. It's just so that the imprint doesn't get on there, but let me actually show you now. So the lathe makes an imprint on the wood, one like that, and shit, this one broke now, but one like that as well. So in order to actually not have that imprint on the product you're turning itself, you make this. Alright, and you saw it off afterwards. So yeah, the bat is looking good. Starting to look like a real bat. It's the right length for me. And it's very heavy, but I can do the test. So it's lekker. Okay, so I'm just sanding it with the pieces that I cut off, of course. Just sanding it with the belt sander. Later on, I'm just gonna use some sandpaper and just sand it down just to make it look nice. Then I'm just gonna varnish the pieces and then it's done. Getting to the end sanding now, first with 80 grit sandpaper, then just to finish off the entire bed with the 220 grit. Just preparing the bed with steel wool for the next coat of varnish. Alright, so the bed is looking good now. Gonna varnish it for the final time, or maybe 2 more times because of here it's so raw. Just sanded it down, hit it with the steel wool, looking good. Now all we can do is hope that it doesn't end up like my previous Lucille here, as you can see, split in half, which was a big tragedy because I love this bed. Look at that, but yes. I did in fact sand it down with 400 grit sandpaper, and it's feeling real smooth right now. This bed is finished, finally. Looks great, feels great. It's real heavy, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. Oh yeah. Alright, so right now we're gonna be seeing what kind of damage this bed can do. I'm gonna just hit a milk bottle with it, milk bottle full of water. So let's go. We got a man trying to die for his country here. Oblige him. Okay, so as you can see, the damage.
No, that's a lot of damage!
Pretty significant. I mean, there's just water everywhere over the wall. Look at this bottle. Just look at the bottle. The pressure was so much, the bottle just exploded all over. Here it cracked a little seam almost all the way around. Yes, that's some damage. People, so that's the video. This project took up around 2-3 weeks just waiting for that varnish to dry. That was the real thing that took up all the time. But it's finally finished. It was real nice making it. I think the end product is pretty nice. So yeah, as FPS Russia would say, have a good day.